Welcome to my humble homestead and garden side chat. So holiday season is upon us. It's almost Turkey Day. Christmas is coming. And so today I want to make a turkey. Normally we do turkeys different ways. We smoke them, we have fried them, grilled them. My mom normally makes them in a bag so they fall apart. But today I'm going to be working. So I want to roast a turkey, but I want it to have that golden brown and I want it to have that succulent falling apart. And I'm just not going to be able to baste it. Normally when I roast a turkey, now roasting a turkey is cooking it uncovered, baking it is covered. So I'm not going to be able to baste it like every half hour, which is normally what I do. I am going to prepare this turkey so it can just go into the oven and do its thing and come out just perfect and juicy and falling apart. I want to prepare it, and I like a good seasoned bird. I like it to taste yummy. I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare it, how I'm going to season. Some of these are optional. You can add them if you like. Some are going to help tenderize the bird. So I will let you know which is which. All right, so let's get preparing here. To this bird and seasonings. Okay, so the first thing I did, now I have about an 11-pound bird. It is just me. I got this on sale, so I did not get like a super huge bird. So what I did was I washed it out really good because we always want to get all the blood and everything out. And I stuffed some paper towels in the inside because I want it to get nice and dry. So that's why that's sitting there. I'm going to get my spices together. I have an extra pair of gloves here. For the inside, I'm going to, now you can use either garlic salt or garlic powder, whatever you have. I'm going to, oh, there's my preheating. My oven's preheating to 325, okay? So I'm going to use garlic powder because I'm also going to add some salt in some other spices. So I'm going to use a half a tablespoon of garlic powder. And these are the ones for the inside. So half a tablespoon of garlic powder. And then I'm going to use a half a tablespoon of onion powder. I don't have that somewhere. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm putting 2 whole onions inside. So I'm stuffing it with some whole onions. So I decided to leave the onion powder out. So leaving that out, and then I'm going to do a tablespoon of sage. Now my sage is mine blended up from the garden. I'm going to do, so now some celery. I have celery powder. I don't have a lot, but I am stuffing some celery stalks in there. So I'm just going to use the rest of the celery powder that I have in there. All right. Okay. Then, so you can use celery flakes or celery seeds, a tablespoon or up to a tablespoon, but I didn't have any, so I'm actually putting about 3 stalks of chopped celery in the inside. Okay, and then a teaspoon of poultry season. Now, poultry season is optional. I did find some that does not have MSG in it, so that's something you want to pay attention to. So I'm putting about a teaspoon of that in there. Pepper. Now you can use white pepper. It does have a little bit more of a bite. I didn't have any, so I'm just going to use some black pepper. And I'm doing about a teaspoon of this as well. Now, here is what is optional, and this has salt in it, so that's why I use the garlic powder. I'm going to use some Cajun seasoning. You can also use the Creole seasoning. This does not have MSG in them, but I like a little kick with my food. I like just some flavor. So I am going to add 2 teaspoons of the Cajun. Whoops, that was a little bit more, but I love the flavor. Now this is going in the inside. That is optional. If you don't want to do that, you can just use the garlic salt or add a little bit of salt. Now with the salt, you want to use non-iodized salt because iodized salt is going to dry out your meat. So you can use, I'm using the Himalayan salt, or you can use some kosher salt. That is not iodized. With that, I'm just going to put a little bit, like a teaspoon of salt in here because I do have salt in this. Now this is, remember, this is like a 10 to 11 pound turkey. So that's for the inside, okay? So now for the outer, I'm just going to blend about 1 tablespoon of salt. Remember, it's non-iodized. So I'm using the pink Himalayan. You can use kosher, but the iodized is going to dry it out. So you want to keep your meat juicy. And then I'm going to use a half a tablespoon of the black pepper. And that is going to be what I'm going to put on the outside. With those done, and what else we're going to need is butter, olive oil, because olive oil is going to help lock in the juices and keep it from burning. And then I'm going to stuff inside. I'm going to stuff a couple small oranges. If I had an apple, I would do that too, or even a pepper, like a green pepper, I would do that. I'm stuffing in my carrot ends, which I have that I use for my broth. I'm stuffing in 2 onions that I just cut in half. You can keep them whole. And then some celery stalks. Now I want to get the inside full. So if I don't have enough, I might chop up some more celery, maybe put some more carrots in there and another onion. So I'm going to see how that is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the paper towels that I had absorbing the water because I didn't want any extra moisture in there. Make sure I get them all out. That would not be good. Okay, perfect. And now I'm going to take a stick of butter. Now this one is not melted. I do have a stick of butter melted for the outside. And I'm going to take this butter here. It is softened. I've had it sitting on my counter while I was preparing the turkey. And I'm going to take about half of this and I am just going to go inside and I am going to just really mush it up on the top where that breast and that white meat is. I'm really going to just rub it on there. And I'm going to put this one in here too. So we're basically really getting this butter kind of all over this turkey on the inside and way, really just to keep it nice and moist. I'm just kind of really rubbing it around in there. Okay. Especially up where that white meat is. You want that nice and tender. Now, I'm going to take this, the spices for the inside, and I am just going to take the first handful and rub that in there. I want that inside to be nice and flavored. All right, now I'm going to take the onion and I'm going to stick it way in the back there. So I'm going to put 1 onion tuck it way in the back. And then I'm going to stick some celery and I'm going to stick 1 of my oranges. So I'm trying to lock in my juices. Now some of you might stuff your turkeys and that's fine. I like stuffing. But I'm not going to stuff this turkey. I'm going to stick another onion here. I think this is going to be perfect. Just shove it in there. Basically, this is just going to lock in the juices here. And I am just going to kind of pull this fat up that's right here and kind of cover the fat over the inside to kind of lock it up. Before I change my gloves, I want to kind of just run my fingers lightly under the skin because I want to loosen up. We don't want to tear it, but we want to kind of pull the skin away from the turkey here. And do it on both sides. There we go. Without tearing it. Just get it ready. Just run your fingers along. Okay, so you can get some nice openings in there. This is gonna help all that moisture get inside that white meat. Okay, now I'm gonna change my gloves. For that, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. I have some melted butter here, and I'm gonna add some olive oil, and I'll also drizzle a little bit along the top because the olive oil helps keep it from burning. Butter burns, olive oil does not burn. So we just add a little bit there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is I was gonna add some bay leaves on the inside too. I think I'm gonna put a couple bay leaves on the inside of my turkey. So I'm just gonna take a couple bay leaves and just kind of crush them. And then just put them, stuff them in there. More flavor the better, right? I'm gonna take, I have another stick of butter here, and I'm gonna mix that in with my melted butter. I'm going to take a flat spoon. I am going to take a spoonful of this mix and stick it under there carefully on this side. And then I'm gonna do it on the other side. So this is just melted butter with a little bit of unmelted butter and some olive oil. And I'm gonna stick it down in here. And then I am just gonna massage it. So I'm gonna hold this down and just kind of massage it so it kind of goes all over this breast here. We want that breast to be nice and tender. I know my family always likes the dark meat because they say it's so tender, but this is a good way to get all that meat tender. So we're gonna rub it around here. Then I'm gonna try to pour some more of this in here. There we go. Look at that. That is gonna be good. Now I'm just gonna pour the rest of this mixture over the top. And then this one, I am just gonna stick kind of in the back here, and it will just drip over the meat as it cooks. And I'm gonna tuck the wings underneath the bird. You can also cover them with a little piece of tin foil. I'm gonna tuck them under. Let me tuck the other one under. There, keep it from burning. Now I'm going to put the salt and pepper and just rub it around the outside of the bird. I think I might sprinkle a little bit of paprika on it. So let's see, do I have paprika? I do have some paprika. Let's put a little bit of paprika over the top just to add a little bit of color. Now, before I put it in the oven, I am going to take about 2 cups, 1 to 2 cups, depending on how big your bird is, of chicken broth or stock. And I'm gonna put it in here because we want that steam to come up and just cook the bottom of the bird. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna put it in the oven at 325 for 1 hour. And then after an hour, I'm just gonna, and I'll show you this, I'm just gonna lightly tent a piece of tinfoil over the top. I'm not gonna cover it, I'm just gonna tent it. And then I'm gonna turn my oven down to 300, and I'm gonna cook it for another probably 2 to 3 hours. After 2 hours, I'm gonna stick a meat thermometer in it and see what the temperature is. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick some chicken broth in here, and then I'm gonna stick it in my 325-hour oven for 1 hour, and then I will show you how I tent it. All right, that's how I prepare the turkey, and we are just gonna let it cook today. And I will show you the final product. I will show you the process. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. And we will see you soon as this turkey cooks. All right, see you in a bit. Happy holidays, be blessed. Okay, so here is what the turkey looks like now after 1 hour. So I'm just going to take some tin foil here and lightly tent it over the bird here. And then I turn the oven down to 300. Put one here on the side. There we go. So it still can vent. I'm just going to kind of cover it to keep it from burning. And then I'm just going to check it probably after about an hour and a half. So that is how we're going to cook it. 300, I'm going to cook it slow and probably check it after about an hour and a half and then let it go from there. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, let's see where we are with our turkey. Pull it out. Take the little foil off. Ooh, that is looking so brown and delicious. I'm gonna turn my meat thermometer in and ooh, it's at 168, which, ooh, a little bit warmer, 169, which really I would want it at like 165. So I'm gonna take it out right here and I am going to let it rest. And then after that, I will carve it up and show you how deliciously yum and juicy it is. All right, we'll see you soon and I'll show you the finished product. All right, so let's carve into this turkey and see how it looks. Oh my goodness, I can literally see, can you see the juice? I can hear the juices spurting out of it. And oh my gosh, look at, you can see the juiciness. Oh my gosh, look at that. You can just see the glistening of the tenderness and juiciness. And this is white meat, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna take some out here. I can just see, oh, I can just see the juiciness of, and I literally did not baste it at all. Nothing, just let it sit. So good. I'm gonna try a bite here, just to try. Here's my bite, ready? Oh my gosh. Melting in my mouth. And the flavor, so good. Try it out. All right, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Be blessed. Bye.